39 total already tied, and I have 92 more to go. I'm gonna go wring out all the shirts I currently have soaking in soda ash. Now all 92 of them are at like different stages of soda ash. Well, almost all of them are ready to tie. I just have one more bin of teas that are soaking in soda ash that I'm about to go wring out in just a minute, and then otherwise all of them are damp and ready to tie. I have a custom request for 14. I'm not sure if I mentioned yet, the 10 long sleeve shirts turn into 14, so I'm gonna start getting those soda ashed. Once I finish this big custom, I'll be able to start on those if I'm not able to gradually start on the tying in between. Right now what I'm about to do is get my splat racks all rinsed off so that I don't get any unwanted colors on anything. Here comes birthday Bean to interrupt. Today is his 10th birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Bean! Say hi. Happy birthday! Here's the birthday boy. Can you believe how cozy he is right now? Usually he doesn't like being held for long.
A few moments later.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, my singing is so bad he's clenching his paws.
More moments later.
This is so out of character. You have enough yet? No? Want down now? Okay, go. Happy birthday. I'm here in my office with Boss Bean making an exit. Yeah, you're not a mooring cat, are you? I made some progress on tying up the remaining, last it was 92 tees left to do. Still need to take like size counts of everything and figure out how many I need to ultimately replace. As a result of actually utilizing the tie-dye bar to do the tie and ice dyeing on top of it for maximum efficiency rather than in front of it, and I wound up ruining a few of the pre-tied ready to dye shirts I had just on the racks, like right below in front of the bar. Oh my gosh, I was just double checking my order invoices to make sure I grab the right Mindscape designs right now. And one of the 2 orders I'm pulling Mindscapes for, I just realized that the packing slip I had wrote on it, I always write a little handwritten note on every packing slip, and I wrote something on this one along the lines of like, thank you so much for your order, Charles. But just now, I'm so glad I had to go back to look at the order invoice anyway, because then I just so happened to realize the person's name is not Charles. I'm gonna print out another packing slip and rewrite that. While I was packaging these shirts up, I realized I'm down to 1 business card. I wound up having to grab the stash that I keep in my wallet that are all kind of shabby on the one end there, but luckily I then also thought to look behind the tie-dye bar. I usually keep an additional business card holder down there full of them. I have just a few to hold me over until I order, but still I just need to remake a brand new backside design. Yeah, Bean. Right now I'm about to get some product page pictures on my black sheet that I use for a solid black background of those 3 made to order designs I rinsed out last night. And I really need to get moving on these 131 custom tees. And then what else was I gonna say? RIP to the rubber ducky wearing a feather headdress. Now I'm about to clear out the studio and declutter, set up as many splat racks as I possibly can. I need to remember to get some content along the way, especially while all the tees are still blank before I apply any dye. Just about to grab, I originally came behind the bar to grab my folding drying racks. I'm gonna set these up, like some of them on top of these lids that came with some of the plastic storage bins I use as splat racks. I'm gonna put some of them on there and some of them in some storage bins that are big enough to fit them. But the folding drying racks I'm gonna use in order to put all of the shirts that already have the dye applied, just so that I'll be able to continuously keep moving and dyeing more shirts on the splat racks themselves. I counted out all of the tees that I already had tied for this big order, and I'm so shocked I was only missing 6 of them. I thought I'd need a lot more, but I did end up pulling a handful that were originally intended to be part of the 131 custom tees for a handful of different made to order designs I made that are on top of the bar right now. These are the first ever few tees that I tied up on the Tie-Dye Studio's very own glass table, but it's really wobbly. I need to turn it back over and hopefully tighten the legs. I'm really hoping it's just a matter of the screws and or bolts not being properly tightened rather than it being defective. On the bright side, my whole idea with like where I positioned it, hoping that I'd be able to get the t-shirts hanging in the background, that worked out just as I envisioned. Capture content, that's what I was saying about vlogging. I started applying the dye to some of the shirts for those 130, but once I got going, I just kept dyeing more and more and more until I ran out of dye and wound up dyeing maybe like a third of the shirts, all without capturing any content whatsoever. I especially just wanted to get some content, like pictures for my website and social media. Also just like 9x16 video clips to make like short form videos out of all 131 shirts, like while they were all still blank, and I completely failed to do that per usual. I'm just so irritated with myself. Given the one-of-a-kind nature of what I do, there isn't always going to be a next time. So like, it's important to me for not only that reason, but a number of reasons to just capture content when I have the opportunity to. Hi, Bean. You're a little too late to interrupt this time. Say hi. Hi. I got the dreaded storage notification and freaked out, so I immediately came to Target to grab an external hard drive. It's something I've been planning to get, just hadn't had the need for it until now. Well, or so I thought, because then on my way here, I thought to myself, wait a second, doesn't my phone first offload everything into iCloud and then start using up the phone storage, just whatever is on the phone only and not synced to iCloud as well? I checked my phone storage, and sure enough, I still have quite a lot of space left, at least on my phone, even though I still haven't finished what was supposed to be the first ever video for my channel, and aside from that, only managed to finish one ever since after almost an entire year of attempting to vlog. Still, I feel so strongly about at least not letting the opportunity slip through my fingers to capture these one-of-a-kind custom projects and whatnot on camera, as well as just the behind the scenes of attempting to do this mission de-procrastination thing. In the midst of clearing the splat racks to make room to fill them with another round of teas, it was then that it occurred to me that I should probably start rinsing all of the teas that I know for sure I'm gonna have to try and like do a dye stain removal on, for like the orange spatter that got on the parts that are supposed to be white for a handful of them. Like, honestly, way more than I was hoping for, so I really need to be careful and make sure I don't screw up any of the remaining ones I need to hurry up and do. Ew. Something is wrong with this. I hid my corn cob in the clawfish because Sherbert loves corn. It has to be hidden from her because otherwise she'll just like hug them and make out with them and try and like eat all the little hairs and stuff. Look at this. This is gross. I mean, the rest of it looks fine, but I'm kind of weirded out. Would you cut this part off and eat the rest? I started rinsing all the teas that I know for sure I'm gonna have to try and remove some dye stains on, because the sooner they're rinsed, washed, and dried, the sooner I can start doing that. Then I just got carried away and kept rinsing and rinsing and rinsing more. So now there's zero chance that I could follow through even if I wanted to. And some of the shots I was most eager to get, which is basically just like all or as many of the shirts as possible in the making all at once together. Oh, but something I forgot to mention when I was rambling about the ones on the splat rack and how I got carried away rinsing, I came across a handful of teas. Now the first one I came across was while I was rinsing. So one of the teas I rinsed out was that I completely forgot to ever dye the second side of. I think it was this one, I'm almost certain. A few that I completely just did not put any dye whatsoever on the second side. Some of these are just so significantly different. I was aiming for all of them to come out almost fully saturated, kind of like these few here. Anyway, whole point in saying any of that is just that even though some of them don't have like the dye stains that I need to remove on the white part, I still want to either double dye them and just put another round of dye on them, or redo them entirely. Okay, I just finished getting counts of everything else down here. I'm possibly most likely missing just one Youth XL and then 2 size smalls, which I am out of smalls. I know I have one blank one I could tie up, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Now, I don't know whether it'd be more efficient to start applying the dye to the rest of these, or to start applying my little dye stain remover to the handful of teas that have unwanted orange on the parts that are supposed to just be white. I've done the same exact thing in the past on shirts to remove black dye stains, dark navy blue. I'll be damned if it doesn't work on a pastel peachy orange. I'm kind of nervous though, because it's not really looking like it's making any changes to the orange stains as quickly as I feel like it did every other time I've done this. The spray bottle I have is normally a 1-to-1 mix of like concentrated liquid bleach and water. However, I'm gonna attempt to use full strength bleach right now since the orange isn't really lifting. I just came outside to check on those shirts. This one is looking pretty promising, even though one spot is still visible. Some of these other ones don't look too good, but the fact that the stains on this one, all but that one, seem to have disappeared, I'm hopeful. And I have a theory as to why it is that it doesn't work every application. It's something I observed the last time I did this with a good number of those 50 custom tees that ended up having like a lot of navy stains on the part that was supposed to just be blank white. I'm about to apply a little bit more to these tees, and this one here too is stains. Still pretty visible. I think they lightened up quite a lot though. Okay, you see the blue dots inside the OxyClean powder? My theory is that the blue dots are essentially what does all the magic. I just attempted to scoop a disproportionate amount of the blue specks, and I'm about to put my theory to the test.
Later.
Right now I'm about to start rinsing out these few. Not feeling too hopeful, but we'll just have to wait and see what they look like once they come out of the washer. Hi, Bean. Hi. Hi, you want to say hi? Come on, say hi. Hi there. I rinsed out those few shirts that I had outside that I was attempting to do like my DIY dye stain removal to, and I haven't pulled them out of the dryer yet, so let's do that right now and find out together how well that did or didn't work. Here's a look at how those few tees that I attempted to do the bleach and OxyClean mix on, here's how they turned out. Not very good compared to how well it worked on black and navy dye in the past. Wait, that's not one of them. This one. Orange dye has proven to be much more tricky. Using the full strength bleach, I normally do like a 1-to-1 mix of bleach and water. However, I then tried the full strength and it left like the classic bleach stains on some of them. And then also I got almost all the rest of the remaining teas. I have the dye applied to the majority of those. I just have to make some more room on the splat racks to finish the last few. I also have a whole bunch of the other made to order designs that are now ready to rinse out and finish up, so I'm probably gonna do that next thing. All right, I just got all of those made to order designs rinsed out. While those are washing and drying, I really need to get moving on the remaining blanks that still need the dye applied. Instead of taking the time to clear off the splat racks, I just had the idea to clear off these little like wire storage cubes, just to use these as like temporary makeshift splat racks. I didn't even know this myself until last year, but my grandma told me that this plant is like over 80 years old. They transplanted it here from my grandma's mother's house. I guess it was originally planted there in like the 1940s. And I'm almost certain same thing goes for this little rose bush here. It was transplanted, and I think it might even be older than that other plant I just showed, but I love the color of these roses. The same exact color as the Dharma fiber reactive dye in the color Rosebud, which is one of my favorites. Hey, come here. Psst. Are you okay? I was just outside getting B-roll of the shirts I just finished dyeing out here. I think I just found someone's lost pet, because this bird does not live outside in Michigan. I know that for certain. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to take care of a bird though, but I don't want to let someone's pet be out here lost. I'm sure someone's missing it. What do I do? I don't know how to handle a bird. I don't want to scare it. Okay, well that was the most unexpected thing that was not on my bingo card for things that would happen in any of my vlogs at any point in time. But all jokes aside, I'm really bothered about this whole situation. Even if I was able to get it, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to care for a bird. By the way, I just finished the dyeing for all, hopefully all, like 99% of, for sure, the shirts for this big custom order. On the bright side, at least that's almost done. Keyword almost. But what I'm saying is the bird was like, had to be in the vicinity nearby me for like the whole time I was outside doing the tie-dyeing, because I kept hearing kind of like some weird rustling noises, but I didn't think much of it. Although at the same time, in the back of my head, I didn't realize it was a little bit different than any other noise, because like I said, there's a lot of outdoor cats around here, and it didn't necessarily sound like a cat just kind of walking by, even though I did keep looking around, looking up to see if one was walking by. But it must have been the bird sitting nearby me, and like I almost didn't even see it. I just so happened to notice it when I stopped filming the B-roll clip and like turned my phone in such a way that like that my little mini ring light shone on it, and that's the only reason I saw it sitting right there, and I feel so bad. But at the same time, I don't know what I would do with it if I could get my hands on it. This is like one of those things I'm gonna lose sleep over for the rest of my life, like wondering what happened to the bird. Hi, Felix. Wow, okay, so I just discovered, it turns out I wasn't out of size small t-shirts after all. I went to Joann Fabrics specifically to get more because I needed a few and couldn't find them anywhere amongst these drawers, even though I was sure I had a few extra, and I'm pretty certain I checked this one too. Rinsing out the rest of those orange ombre tees took so much longer than I expected, but yeah, Bean. It take a long time, but I'm finally done rinsing all of them. And although the whole like pruny hand stage has already passed, my fingernails feel like they are just like severed from my fingertips. I don't even know how else to describe it, from unraveling the shirts and pulling at the rubber bands and sinew. But anyway, I am now just about to first vacuum in here really quick and then put down a black sheet down. I immediately started getting some like just the black background flat lay pictures of all, no, not all, that was originally my goal though, but most all of these custom orange ombre tees, however, I have less than an hour to get to the UPS store before they close, and I still need to count these all out, get them all boxed up, also then weigh the boxes, and that's if they even fit in the 2 boxes I already have prepaid labels for. I might need a 3rd one, so this is a disaster. I was attempting to keep everything organized in piles by size, but that went to hell.
The next morning.
Well, I failed to get these shipped out before the UPS store closed yesterday. I'm just going to finish sorting everything by size, do a final count, and then just finish the email I already have drafted, giving all the size counts inside of each box. And well, everything is counted out and packaged up. I'm actually a little bit shocked that everything fit in these 2 boxes. Now, last thing I need is my handy dandy rolling cart. There it is. All right, let's go. I wasn't missing a size small after all. This one turned up inside of one of those laundry baskets that are like right in front of the washer and dryer. It fell inside and went unnoticed until today. I couldn't believe it when it was a size small, really, because I was shocked that I was only missing 1 shirt out of 131. Knowing myself, that is not very typical of me. I figured I was going to be missing much more than that, and then to find out I wasn't missing any after all. So I now have a total of 3 extras to double dye, along with all of those other tees left over from a previous custom batch that I have an idea of what I'm going to do to all of them.
Eventually.